Hey guys, welcome to Kick Off Creative Games, and my name is Randy. I am based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And a quick background before I start this video: I have been developing a few games or trying out game development for the past few years, in and out, and I've started. My first project was Kalasag, Shield of Faith. Although I haven't published the game yet, I am at this point almost ready to launch it as a demo. And at the same time, a few years ago, well, 2 years ago, I also started a 2.5D game named Faith, Hope, Love. That one still has a long way to go, and it needs a lot of artwork. So I am a solo developer, and my background is in industrial engineering. I've been a systems analyst, a business analyst, and a project manager for a few years prior to doing game development. And game development is just an outlet for me to really practice my left brain and right brain. And what do I mean by that is I wanted to look for something, maybe a hobby. It started as a hobby where I can practice my technical skills, perhaps learn a new language like the C++, and at the same time push myself to be creative. And so I started with Kalasag Shield of Faith game, and it's an action adventure RPG third person game, and that's where I learned all about Unreal Engine. But one challenge I have with that is everything in there, most of it at least, have been learned from scratch, and I've had so many mistakes in coding it. And that one is everything is in Blueprint. So from there, I decided I need to learn C++. I do know I'm also a web developer, so I do know HTML, CSS, PHP, but never really other programming languages. So I learned C++ for within that Faith, Hope, Love game, and that one was a hybrid C++ and Blueprints. That was really my goal for that, to learn C++. Now, based on what I learned in Kalasag and Faith, Hope, Love, I have this nagging idea of a game, which is what I will be showing to you for this first video. So this is the game I'd like to talk about. The game for now is, I'm calling it the Story Project, but it's really about people watching people living their lives. So when you start the game, this one, you will have randomly generated homes represented by the bricks, with randomly generated AIs or people living in the homes, and then these AIs doing randomly generated tasks and encountering randomly generated delays. So imagine the red ones, the homes. This is where they live, and then each home will have a maximum of 4 AIs. They can either be empty or 1 AI, or 4 AIs living in them or generated in them. And then this is their house, and then the AIs would have randomly assigned tasks. So the task, imagine as it could either be a job that they have to be there for the whole day. A task can also be errands like grocery shopping and whatnot. A task can also be a relaxation, going to the spa and whatnot, stuff like that. So each AI has a randomly assigned task to them. Some will have, well, at least minimum of two, and then some would have more, depending on the age and whatever, uh, whatever, categorization or random generation system that we will do. But for now, it's only based on their age. So they will have these randomly assigned tasks that they will accomplish during the day, and then they will encounter delays. So imagine delays as, for example, their car breaking down, or an accident on the road, or them getting sick, and whatnot. So those will be their delays, and those delays would be affecting their personality, their moods, their personalities. So it is a life simulation game, but you will be more of, at this point, just an observer. Now, I'm still thinking whether I will allow the player to be generated in the game, to create a character, and then start influencing these people. I'm actually open to both. So I'm open to letting the player observe the AIs, how they live their lives, and then at some point they can enter this world, try to influence people or the AIs, perhaps start their own businesses or tasks, and then employ people, stuff like that. So I haven't gotten into that yet. But for now, I do have these AIs with different personalities. And what do I mean by that? So let me close this. And so for each AI, they have this basic property right there. And these basic properties will have different aspects. So first is I'm assigning them the ID, or the identification number for each AI, because that way it's easier for me to track where they are in the world, what they're doing, etc., etc. And then they have the first name, randomly generated, of course, from a list. Last name, also randomly generated from a list. I haven't decided yet whether I'll have people, living in one house as a family, and traditionally, doesn't have to be, they will have the same last name. But yeah, I haven't decided, I haven't gotten there yet. But these are the properties. So you have the gender, you also have the race, but the race I'm using, this is not like, the real world race that we have. I don't want to get in there. I don't want to get political at the same time. So I do have, for now, I think I have red, green, and blue race. So I haven't decided yet whether these will look realistic people, or more like blue skinned people, red skinned people, etc. But it's just right there for me to change later on. Now, personality, I'm basing it on some psychology ideas, but you will have basically introverts, you have supportive, extroverts, ambiverts, and whatnot. And then you also have task types. So if you have the tasks that they will accomplish, those tasks would require specific skill sets. And so you will have a type of task, and then based on the personality of the character and other stuff like the acquired properties, then let me make this save. Then they will either be more satisfied, really happy with what they're doing, or they will slowly have their satisfaction for that task go down. So you'll have that. Let me close that. Okay, so you'll have the task type and strength, and what they're good at, what they're not so good at, etc. Now, for the mesh, these right now are using the default Unreal Engine 5 mannequins, male and female, Manny and Quinn, but I will be updating that. So within that mesh, you can update the body mesh, the hair, the top mesh, or the top dress or shirt, bottom, either skirt or pants or whatever, underwear, or bathing suit, and then footwear mesh, hat mesh, and accessory mesh. So I just place them right there for whatever need, for whatever reason I'll need them later. And then you will have states. Now the state, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. You'll basically have idle, moving, and dead. So just that. And next is acquired. Now this acquired properties, these are a set of integers that I could use to, I don't know, perhaps get better tasks, get better jobs, get better interviews. So you'd have the age, you would have the charisma, you have the influence, I have the physical health, mental health, wealth, and then reproduction. So reproduction is the chance of them trying to create a new AI. But I haven't gotten to that yet. So I would have charisma, influence, that will be a factor in pairing up, in meeting someone, and based on their personality traits, they can either clash or, be friends, get closer to each other, and stuff like that. And then I have interactions. Now, the interactions, this is where a lot of the tasks and the AI interactions will stay. So you will have their partner, GUID or ID, and then whoever they interact with, whatever AI they interact with, they meet on the road or somewhere, it would get stored in this database. And then you'll have, of course, the active home. So we set this up whenever they are spawned at the start of a game, then this will be set up, whatever home they are in. And I'm also looking at having them, if they, for example, pair up with another AI, they can either decide to, that person live with that AI, or, find another place they can live in. Now, inactive homes are the homes that they will encounter, and from there they can choose which homes have availability they can move into, stuff like that. Now the current task is what they're currently doing, and this is probably one of the most updated variable in here, because let's go back to the game, as they start a game, these AIs will have tasks. So the first task, they have randomly assigned tasks to them, and then when they get to that task, you would have a task delay, which is also randomly generated. Let's follow this guy, for example. There you go. So now he does the task, basically, and it's done. So now he goes to his next task. So that GUID right there, active task, is frequently updated. Whenever he's done with the first task, he goes to the other one. And then when he gets to his last one, whatever that is, he goes back to the first one. Ideally, he should go back to the home and then rest and then do the task all over again for the next day. Okay, let's follow this guy. Let's see where he goes next. That's a really long wait. Okay. Oh, I think he has 3 tasks. Okay, so let's go back. That's the current task, GUID. Now the active task is where the task assigned system will pick the next task. So the inactive tasks I haven't used yet, but this array will be tasks that were either they observed or they observe and not doing, or tasks that they have done before and have decided to not do anymore. So for example, if it's a job that their satisfaction is not high enough, then they can decide to leave and then find another task. So they can, that task goes in here, which is now inactive task for them. Okay, and then next is delay. It's the same concept as a task, but the delay would be the current delay that they are in. And the idea with delays is whenever an AI tries to accomplish a task, and along the way they meet a delay. This one, for example, this lady meets a delay. I haven't programmed it yet, but that lady would have that delay as the current active task. And it basically delays her to get into the next task. So I haven't programmed that yet, but basically delays are interruptions to their flow. So this is where that variable lives, delay, and then you'd have inactive delays, delays that have been encountered and are either accomplished. And I'm also thinking of the AIs being able to avoid delays next time, knowing that there is a delay right there. They will avoid that, and you'd want them to be smart like that. And then lastly, you'd have the event history for whatever events, relevant events that I will assign later on, but I haven't used that yet. So that's a concept of the game. And as I said, it was an idea that's been in my mind for a while. And one good thing I like with Unreal Engine is you can do a rapid prototyping. So even with just the AIs, you'll be able to see a working concept of the idea that you have, and then you can tweak it, or discard it if you like, if it doesn't work for you. But so far, this concept is working for me. I like that you can follow AIs around, you can stalk them and try to see how they're living their lives. And basically, you can stay either as an unseen entity looking around, stalking people living their lives, or you can get spawned into the world and then start your own life and try to influence these AIs. So yeah, that's the premise of the game, and I hope to be able to move forward with this concept. I'm just trying it out for now, and I'm calling it the story project, although people watching game. Thanks so much for your time. My name is Randy, and I hope you guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, our channel is Kickoff Creative Games. And if you like this video, if you'd like to support our project, for now I'd set up a Patreon for Kalasag, but I haven't set up a Patreon page for this one yet. But if you'd like to support us, a like to this video would be great, and subscription to our channel would be highly appreciated. Thanks for your time, and until next update, my name is Randy. Hope you have a good day.